हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाये नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर महादेव। हरि ओम। हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnumayam Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaih Stuštuvagam Sastanobhi Veshema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaah स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant the first mantra of the fifth section. अथ हैनं शेभ्यः सत्यकामः पप्रच्छ स यो ह वै तद्भगवन् मनुष्येषु प्रायणान्तम् ओंकारम् अभिध्यायेत कथमं वावसत्तेन लोकं जयतीति। Here the fifth seeker, Satyakam Shaibhyah, he approached Pitpala the Rishi, and he asked his question. कि स यो हवै tat Bhagavan, हे Bhagavan, that among human beings, Manusheshu, that person who prayena prayanantam Omkaram abhidhyayata, who worships Omkar, who does Omkar Upasana till the end of his life. Throughout his life, he does Omkara Upasana. Then, Katanam Vavasatena Lokam Jayati. Then such a seeker, such a Upasak, which world, which loka does he attain after he drops the body? Which loka does he attain? Shankaracharya ji writes in his commentary, Yata henam shebhya satyakamaha. So the son of Shibi, whose name was Satyakam, he approached the rishi, and atha idanim parapara brahma prapti sadhanatvena omkarasya upasana vidissaya prashna arabhyate. And he asked a question about this Omkar Upasana. And through this Omkara Upasana, one can attain Apara Brahma as well as Para Brahma, Param Brahma. So he wanted to know about this Omkara Upasana. So he asked this question. Saya kaschid vai Bhagavan manusheshu manushyanam madhye. So hey Bhagavan, among human beings, see, only human beings have this ability or this ability to pursue this path proactively, pursue the spiritual path proactively. Therefore, human birth is very rare, it's considered very rare. Only if we have enough punya, if we have acquired enough punya, we will be born as a human being. And having taken birth as a human being, we have the ability to pursue this path because we have all the faculties functioning in this equipment. The Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, and the Antakarana Chatushtaya, all these faculties function in the best possible way in a human equipment. In animal or bird or a fish or a tree bodies, we cannot use our inner faculties. But as a human being, we can. So, what happens to that person who pursues this upasana? See, first we follow the path of karma. We have to give up all papa karma and undertake only punya karma. And then, as we progress on this path, we have to dedicate our karma to Ishvara. Then that itself gets converted into what is called karma yoga. When we dedicate our kartavya karma to Ishvara, we start following the path of karma yoga, which is taught in Bhagavad Gita. And as we pursue this path of karma yoga, as our dedication to Ishvara becomes more and more intense and subtle, we can also pursue the path of upasana. Ishvara Upasana, Pratik Upasana, different types of upasanas one can do. So this karma and upasana helps to purify our antakarana. And as our antakarana becomes more and more pure, means antakarana becomes free of raga, dvesha, and other negative qualities like kam, krodha, lobha, moha, then one becomes fit to gain self-knowledge. So, with a Shuddha Antakarana and with proper qualification like Vivek, Vairagya, Shamdhamadi, Shak, Sampatti, and Mokshutvam, when we approach a master and learn from that master and pursue the path of Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan, we will be able to attain that enlightenment. So Upasana plays a very important role in our sadhana. Without Upasana, we won't be able to purify our antakarana. Upasana helps us to tune our antakarana with the Supreme, with Ishvara. Now the antakarana in the state of ignorance is more attuned to the world. The antakarana is more tuned to the worldly pursuits, worldly knowledge, worldly news. But as we do this upasana, our antakarana gets tuned to Ishvara. Naturally, the thoughts and the emotions start flowing towards Ishvara. And as the mind gets tuned to Ishvara, it becomes more and more pure. All the impurities of so many lifetimes get removed. The antakarana becomes pure. We start experiencing sattvic happiness. And when we gain knowledge through Shravan and Manan, we will be able to practice nididhyasana and gain that enlightenment. So here the question is, suppose one doesn't gain that enlightenment, but does the upasana, continues to do the upasana to purify his antakarana, then what loka does such a person attain? Till the end of his life he does the upasana, then which loka does he go? In Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna asked similar one question in the 6th chapter. See what happens to the person who pursues the spiritual path and before attaining enlightenment he dies. Then what loka does he attain? Here also this question is that what loka does the Omkar Upasak attains? Omkaram Abhidhyayita. What is Omkara Upasana? To do Abhidhyam of Omkar. Omkara Abhidhyayita. Abhimukhyena Chintayet. One does the Chintan of Omkar. One does Abhidhyana of Omkar. Now the question is, what is this Abhidhyam? So Shankaracharya ji defines in detail what exactly the mantra means by the term avidya. How to meditate on this Omkar. He says, Bhagya Vishayebhya Upasamrita Karanaha. The first step is to withdraw the senses from their indulgence in external objects. See, in the waking state, through our senses, we experience the external world. External means different from the body, outside the body, the world. That world we experience in the waking through our senses. The senses get the information, get the stimuli of the world, and it passes on to the mind. Then the mind passes on to the intellect. Intellect understands the stimuli and gives the information to the ahankar. And then that understanding happens. I see a flower. So the eyes see the flower. The eyes see the flower. Am I audible? The eyes see the flower. The information goes to the mind. The mind sends it to the intellect. The intellect recognizes that flower as a rose, and then I get the knowledge. I say, I am seeing a rose. So all the time the senses are busy moving in the world outside. So when we have to do that upasana, the senses don't have any role to play because we don't have to look at the world or look at anything else outside. Senses don't have any role in this upasana. Just like the body doesn't have any role, so we keep the body at one place. Similarly, the senses don't have any role to play, so keep the senses away from their activities. So, Bahya Vishayebhya Upasamrita Karanaha. So, withdrawing the senses away from the outer world and Samahita Chittaha and making the mind fully focused, calm and focused mind, Bhaktya Avishit Bhaktya Veshita Brahma Bhava Omkare Atma Pratyaya Santana Avichhedo Bhinna Jatiya Pratyayantara Khili Kruto Nirvatasta Deepa Shikha Samo Abhidhyana Shabdataha. Then the calm and peaceful and focused mind should be placed on Omkar. And what is this Omkar? Omkar is the sound. See, just as when we do puja and all, we focus our attention on Bhagwan's murti, Bhagwan's pratima, and we do the upasana, we do the puja. But here, the pratik of the pratima is that sound Om. Om is that sound, is the pratik of that Brahma. So on this Omkar, first we have to superimpose the idea of Brahma. Bhaktya Aveshita Brahma Bhava. One should look at this or listen to this sound Om as Brahma only. Just as we look at the Murti as Bhagwan and do Namaskar. Similarly, the sound Om, when we chant Om, we should understand that this Om itself is Brahma. Om iti tadaksharamidam sarvam. Everything is Om. Om is that Brahma. Bhaktya aveshita Brahma bhav. With bhakti, with love, with reverence, we should bring that bhava of Brahma in Om. And that Om, that Brahma should be understood as our own self. Atma pratyaya santana avichhedo. One should have continuous thought of that Brahma which we have invoked in that Om as our own self. Continuous thought of that Om as Atma, as myself. Without any distraction, without any disturbance. And bhinna jatiya pratyaya antarakhili kruto. And if any other thought comes, those thoughts should be taken out. Any thought not in tune with the Upasana should be rejected, and one should constantly meditate on that Omkar as one's own self. And the meditation should become like Nirvatastha Deepa Shikha Samaha, so steady, like the flame of a deepak, of a diya, the flame of a diya kept in a place free from breeze, it remains steady. The deepak, the flame remains absolutely still. Similarly, the mind should become absolutely steady in the thought of Omkar as my own self. Om. Nirvatastha Deepa Shikha Samaha. And this is called Abhidhyana Shabdartha. This is the meaning of the word Abhidhyana. And so before that, we should know what is Om. We should have the complete understanding of Om. The Om word has got 3 letters. Oma. So Akara, Ukara, Makara. And the whole Om put together is Om, but when you split it, it has these 3 letters, Akar, Ukar, and Makar. And each one of them, they express the different facets of that Supreme Brahma. So Om together, without splitting, is that Supreme Brahma. But when you look at it by separating the letters, then it represents the different facets of Brahma. The letter A represents Vishwanara, the waking expression of Brahma. The letter O represents Hiranyagarbha, the dream expression of Brahma. The letter Ma represents Ishvara, the Sushupta expression of Brahma. And the letter and the word Om without splitting is that Turiya Brahma, Turiya Atma. So with this deep understanding of Om, see when we look at a beautiful Murti of Bhagwan, like we have here, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Murli Dhari, Bhagwan Krishna. So how many Krishna are there? Only one. One Krishna is standing. But when we meditate, we can just look at his feet. So his feet is there, feet are there. We can look at his hands. We can look at his face. We can look at his eyes. We can look at his lips. We can look at his smile. Though we look at different facets of Bhagavan Krishna, but he is one only. But each facet is beautiful and wonderful. So when we focus on his smile, we feel so happy. When we focus on his feet, we want to surrender to him. When we focus on his hand blessing us, we feel so blessed. Similarly, that Omkar is one, representing the Supreme Brahma. But that Brahma expresses in 4 quarters in Mandukya Upanishad. This Omkar is explained in detail. Om iti tadaksharamidam sarvam tasyopavyakyanam bhutam bhavat bhavishyaditi sarvam omkara eva yacchanyat tadapyomkara eva. In this way, the Omkar is explained in detail. So having understood, having gained that knowledge of that Omkar, one has to meditate on that Omkar as our own self continuously, satatam. That is called abhidhyam. And in order to meditate in this way, we should have certain qualities. Without those qualities, we will not be able to meditate. And what are the qualities? We should have the qualities of yama and niyama. Shankaracharya further writes in the commentary, Satya, Brahmacharya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Tyaga, Sannyasa, Shaucha, Santosha, Amaya Vitvadi, Aneka Yama Niyama Anugruhitaha, Sa Evam Yavad Jiva Vratadharanaha. One should do this vrata of Omkar Upasana Yavad Jivan throughout one's life by also having these qualities in us of Satya. Satya means truthfulness. When we are truthful, then all our faculties get properly integrated. If we are not truthful, then our senses, mind and all gets scattered, becomes disintegrated. They cannot come together. Only under the umbrella of truth, all these faculties come together. If there is a falsehood, lie, cheating, and all, the faculties split. Hmm. The eyes, the ears, the nose, and all, when they are under the control of Satya, then they come together. Our antakarana, our mana, buddhi, chitta, hankar, under the umbrella of Satya, they come together, they get integrated. But with some lie, cheating, anger, jealousy, greed, and all, they split. This फट जाता. Just like milk. Milk, so beautiful, is all integrated. But sometimes if you put some salt or something, it gets split. The water and the solid content get separated. But that water is not even pure and the solid content also is not proper. It gets spoiled. Similarly, our antakarana is like a milk. But all this jealousy, greed, passion, lie, and all, it splits the antakarana, it gets spoiled. Therefore, following the path of Satya, one has to meditate on Om, Satya, then Brahmacharya, restraining ourselves from overindulgence in pleasures. It's called Brahmacharya. Then Ahimsa, non-violence, following the path of non-violence towards ourselves, towards others around, towards human beings, animals, birds, plants. We should be extremely non-violent. Ahimsa, aparigraha, non-hoarding, non-accumulating things inside as well as outside, makes us free. So aparigraha, tyaga, renunciation, sannyasa, again renunciation, shaucha, cleanliness, santosha, contentment, amaya vitvadi, freedom from negative qualities like cheating, should not be mayavi, should not cheat or lie or be of a deceptive nature. Aneka yama niyama. So in this way there are many yama niyama mentioned in our Shastras. Patanjali Rishi mentions 5 yama and 5 niyama. If we follow this sincerely while doing our upasana simultaneously throughout our life, अनुगृहीत स एवं यावत जीव व्रत धारणः कथमं वाव, such a person katamam vava, which loka does he attain? Why this question? Because aneke hi jnana karma bihi jetavya lokaha tishtanti. Because through this karma and jnana samuchaya, see, upasana is not only we have to do some action, but there should be proper knowledge. Therefore, upasana is a samuchaya, a combination of karma and jnana, karma and knowledge, action and knowledge. Moksha is attained only through action, only through knowledge. But Upasana is a combination of karma and knowledge. And through this karma and jnana, one can attain many lokas depending on the quality of our upasana and type of upasana and the period of upasana. So, अनेके हि ज्ञानकर्मभिः जेतव्य लोकाः तिष्ठन्ति तेषु तेन ओंकार अभिध्यानेन कथं स लोकं जयति. So the question is, which loka does he attain who does Omkara Upasana? That is the question. So now the teacher replies. Let us chant mantra number 2. Tasmai sa hovacha etadvai satyakama param cha brahma yad omkaraha tasmad vidvan etena eva ayatanena ekataram anveti. Once more. Tasmai sa hovacha etadvai satyakama param cha brahma yad omkaraha tasmad vidvan etena eva ayatanena ekataram anveti. The teacher says, Tasmai sa hovacha, to that Shebya Satyakam, Pippalada Rishi replies, कि एतद् वै सत्यकाम, हे सत्यकाम, this Omkar itself is param cha aparam cha brahma yad Omkar. Omkar is both param brahma as well as aparam brahma. Omkar represents both param brahma as well as aparam brahma. One can meditate on Omkara as param brahma and also as aparam brahma. And depending on our ability and qualification and understanding and purity, through this meditation on Om, Tasmad Vidvan Etena Eva, such a wise seeker, through this Upasana, Etena Eva Ayatanena, with the help of this Omkar, Ekataram Anveti, he attains one of them. He attains Apara Brahma or he attains Param Brahma. With the help of Om, a seeker can attain the lower Brahma as well as the higher Brahma. What is the meaning of lower and higher Brahma? Shankaracharya ji writes in his commentary, Iti Prushtvate Tasmai sa hovacha Pippaladaha. So Pippalada Rishi replied, Etad vai satyakam, he satyakam, etad brahma vai paramcha aparancha brahma. This Brahma, which is param and aparam, paramcha aparancha brahma. And what is param brahma? Satyam akshare purushakyam, that which is indicated as Satyam, Aksharam, Purusham, that is the Supreme Brahma, transcendental. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anandam Brahma, beyond all manifestation. That Brahma is called Param Brahma. But that same Param Brahma alone is expressing as this world of various names, forms, and various beings. All these are expression of the same Brahma. Just like when we chant Om, Om is one aksharam, one word, Om. But in that Om is hidden U, and Ma. So from that silence alone, that U, Ma comes and then merges back into that Om silence. Similarly, from that Supreme Brahma alone, the whole world comes into manifestation. And the world comes into manifestation at three levels. At the Jagrat level, Swapna level, and Sushupti level. Therefore, in Mandukya Upanishad also, these three states of experience from an individual as well as from a cosmic standpoint is explained. So Param Brahma is Satyam, Aksharam, Purusha, Akhyam is also called Purusha because it pervades everything. And what about Aparam Brahma? Aparam cha Pranakhyam, that Aparam Brahma is the first expression of that Brahma as Prana. And Prana just is not just expressed, but someone who is controlling that Prana, holding that Prana, and that is Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha is the first expression of Brahma. This we have seen many times. So he is also called Prana, Pranakhyam, Prathamajam, firstborn. Prathamajam, yat tat Omkara eva, is also Omkar only. So when we say Om, it not only indicates Supreme Brahma, but also Hiranyagarbha. Om. So eva Omkaratmakam, because that Hiranyagarbha is also Omkaratmakam, is also of the nature of Om. Omkara pratikatvat, because Om is the pratik, is the symbol of Hiranyagarbha. So that Param Brahma, one one can attain through knowledge. And Aparam Brahma we can attain through this Upasana. Aparam Brahma can be attained. And Param Brahma we can realize through knowledge. So Param hi Brahma, that Param Brahma is Shabdadi Upalakshana Namna Upalakshananarham. This Param Brahma is beyond all Shabd, beyond all words, cannot be grasped by any words, cannot be defined. Sarva Dharma Vishesha Varjitam, because it is devoid of all qualities, all gunas. It cannot be described in any way. When we follow the path shown by the Shastras, do our dhyana, we will attain that Brahma by becoming that Brahma. It's beyond all comprehension. Sarva dharma vishesha varjitam ataha na shakyam atindriya gocharatvat. It is atindriya. It is beyond the senses, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, cannot be grasped in any way. केवलेन मनसा avagahitam na shakyam, so cannot be grasped by the mind. So that Brahma which is beyond is also represented by Om. And Hiranyagarbha is also represented by the sound Om. So Omkaretu Vishnavadi Pratimastaniye Bhaktya Brahma Bhave Dhyaina Tat Prasidati Iti Etat Avagamyate Shastra Pramanya. So when we do dhyana of that Param Brahma, taking support of Om, with the help of Om, because some support is required and the subtlest support is Om. So with the support of Om, when we meditate, when we do Chintan of that Param Brahma, then Shankaracharya says, we get the blessings of that Param Brahma. With bhakti, when we do this upasana of that Param Brahma, then we are blessed by that Param Brahma. And how do you know? It is Shastra Pramanyat. This is being said in the Shastra, in the Shastras, in the scriptures. So one can meditate on Om as Param Brahma, or one can meditate on Om as Aparam Brahma. Tatha Aparam cha Brahma, Tasmat Param cha Aparam cha Brahma yat Omkara iti upacharyate. So both Para as well as Apara Brahma is indicated by Om. तस्मात् एवं विद्वान एतेन एव आत्म प्राप्ति साधनेन एव ओंकाराभिध्यानेन एकतरं परम अपरम वा अन्वेति. Therefore, a seeker meditating on Om can attain Param Brahma or Aparam Brahma. So when we meditate on Param Brahma, we get the blessings of that Param Brahma, we gain that moksha. And when we meditate on the Aparam Brahma, we get blessings of that Aparam Brahma and we can attain Brahmalok. So, Ekataram Param Aparam Va Anveti Brahmano Gacchati Nedishtam Hi Alambanam Omkaro Brahmanaha. Because this Omkar is the closest Alamban of Brahma. He is the closest support of Brahma. With the help of this Omkar, we can attain that Brahma. It is the nearest. See, sound is the expression of Akash, the guna of Akash. And Akash is so subtle. So sound is also subtle. And this Omkar is a natural sound of the cosmos. See, everything has got its own sound. Every object has got a sound, natural sound. When you do the ahat, when you bang that object, when we clap, we hit our own palm with another palm. It makes a sound which is natural, which is there. The body also, so many organs are there, they also make natural sound. The doctor, when he hears the sound, he can tell whether the organs are functioning properly or there is some problem. Even one can hear the sound of machines with a stethoscope. One can hear the sound of a machine and tell whether the machine is functioning properly or there is some problem. Everything has got its sound. Even the sun has got a sound of its own. the moon, the other planets, they have their own sound. But what is the sound of the entire cosmos? The entire cosmos, which is an expression of that Brahma, also has a sound, and that sound is Om. Om. Om is the natural sound of the cosmos, which represents both the Nirgun or the Param Brahma as well as the Aparam Brahma. So, with the help of this Om, one can meditate on that Brahma and one can attain Param Brahma also and Aparam Brahma also. So, first, the teacher in general he told this. Now he is going into more details. Even the Aparam Brahma expresses as the Jagrat, Swapna. Aparam Brahma also expresses, our Hiranyagarbha expresses as Vaishvanara. And Vaishvanara further creates this whole world of various forms, of various beings, the various lokas. So all this is represented by the sound Om. So when we meditate on Om, by just focusing on one of the aspects of Om, like if you meditate on A, or U, or Ma, or the entire Om, then different results we gain. So here in the following mantra, the teacher tells what is the result of meditating on Om, focusing on only the first matra, A. So let us chant mantra number 3. स यदि एकमात्रम् अभिध्यायेत स तेनैव संवेदितस्तूर्णमेव जगत्याम् अभिसम्पद्यते तं ऋचो मनुष्यलोकम् उपनयन्ते स तत्र तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया सम्पन्नो महिमानम् अनुभवति. Once more. स यदि एकमात्रम् अभिध्यायेत स तेनैव संवेदितस्तूर्णमेव जगत्याम् अभिसम्पद्यते तं ऋचो मनुष्यलोकम् उपनयन्ते स तत्र तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया सम्पन्नो महिमानम् अनुभवति. The teacher says, स यदि एकमात्रम् अभिध्यायेत, suppose this upasak meditates on ekamatra of that Om, meditates only on the one matra. And what is that one matra? Akara. No doubt we might be chanting the whole Om, but focusing on only that which is represented by A. So, यदि एकमात्रम् अभिध्यायेत स तेनैव संवेदितस्तूर्णमेव जगत्याम् अभिसम्पद्यते. Then he is, as soon as he dies, he is born again immediately as a human being. And tam rucho manushya lokam upanayante. The riches of the Rigved, those devatas, lead him back into manushya loka. And sa tatra tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya sampanna. And as a human being, he is endowed with wonderful qualities when he is born again. He is born with the wonderful qualities like tapas, brahmacharya, and shraddha. Sampanno mahimanam anubhavan bhavati. He attains greatness as a human being with these qualities of tapas, shraddha, and brahmacharya. And these three qualities we have seen in the beginning also. The teacher tells all the students to remain in the ashram following the values of tapas, brahmacharya, and shraddha. Because only when we have these important three qualities, we will be able to recognize that Supreme Brahman and realize it as our own self. So through Upasana, the person becomes so pure that once the body is dropped, again he is born with these great qualities and he can pursue this path and attain that Supreme Brahman. See, one may not be able to attain it in one lifetime. So, if our antakarana is not pure, we might need some more lifetime. So, if we do the upasana properly, then we will be born with a fit equipment, with a body, with these qualities of the mind, of tapas, brahmacharya, and shraddha, and then we attain greatness in that lifetime. So Shankaracharya writes in his commentary कि स यदि अपि ओंकारस्य सकलमात्रा विभागज्ञो न भवति तथापि ओंकार अभिज्ञान प्रभावात् विशिष्टाम एव गतिं गच्छति. So if the upasak, even if he is not qualified, even if he doesn't have the understanding of the entire Om, but if he only knows about akar, the one expression of the Om as akar, he has got great understanding of that Vaishvanara. He has got great understanding of this whole world as expression of that Vaishvanara. Then एतद् एकदेश ज्ञान वैगुण्य तया ओंकार शरणः कर्म ज्ञान उभय भ्रष्टो न दुर्गतिं गच्छति. Then with this one understanding, if he meditates on that onkar, there is no durgati for such a person. There is sadgati only. Such a person is again born to continue with his sadhana with greater qualities like tapas, brahmacharya, and shraddha. So again, to focus on this understanding of Om, so there are these four quarters of Brahma which are represented by Om. The first is Vaishvanara, second is Hiranyagarbha, third is Ishvara, and the fourth is the Turiya. So A represents Vaishvanara. This entire physical world which we experience through our senses, through our mind, with which we interact, is all expression of that Vaishvanara. He alone is the master of this waking world. He resides in this waking world. He is the master of waking world. All actions are possible because of Vaishvanara. I may say I am walking, I am jumping, I am talking, but all these activities are possible because of the blessings of Vaishvana. So instead of identifying with myself, I as a doer, we should identify with Vaishvana as the cosmic doer. This body and everything is part of that Vaishvana only. He alone is expressing as this whole entire world. Wherever anyone is doing any actions, it is all possible because of the blessings of Vaishvana. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Devamaskritaha Pranapuman Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. Even the food which goes into our stomach is digested by Vaishvana. See, like when we look at the ocean, countless waves are there, rising and setting. If we focus on one wave, we will think, oh, this wave is coming up, it is going down. The wave by itself cannot do it. The wave has got the strength and power of that entire ocean. So ocean alone through every wave rises and falls. Similarly, Vaishvana alone functions through everyone. So while chanting Om, we have to identify with Vaishvana, who is Akara Rupa. Akarata Brahma, Ukarata Vishnu, Makara Mahesha, Pramanidat. Akara, Ukara and Ukara. More about this we will see in our class on Monday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, meditate, and contemplate on Vaishvana. Try to understand Vaishvana. Okay? Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Boliye Siyavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.